Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Solo Games, and today we're going to talk about the One Ring and the continued search and the booster box prices. So, as I promised earlier, as we kind of see the release of Lord of the Rings collector's boosters, and we'll give it kind of some time, we can actually finally start looking at what the market thinks about this product. So far, I mean, as predicted, as long as the Lord of the Rings or the One Ring is not found, okay, you too can be the Lord of the Rings. So you keep searching for this, right? Look, the box prices will continue to push up until the One Ring's found. Duh. What did I say? People are going to offer $2 million on this box. Then yeah, the price is going to go up. And here's the best part. Like I said before, even if this thing was found and it's sold to a bounty, there's no way, zero chance, they're going to take down the bounty. In fact, if I was holding this bounty, I will even one up it. If I bought the ring, let's say at, I don't know, $1 million from somebody, so some Timmy comes and says, hey, Mark, I want to sell you the ring. You got the ring? Are you sure? It's not Brazilian waxed? Not, straight out of Brazil? Okay, what's going on? Portuguese? Is it in Portuguese? It's Portuguese? I don't want it, okay? Let's say I buy the ring for $1 million. What am I going to do with it? Evil investor me says, I don't tell anybody about it. I don't show it off. I pretend it didn't happen. And I'm going to double down. I'm going to come back out and say, you know what? Guys, we need to find the One Ring. Guys, everybody, serious business time, okay? We need to find it. We need to cast it into the mountains, okay, of Mount Doom. Cast it into fires of Mount Doom. Destroy the ring. Save planet Earth or Middle Earth, okay? We got to find it, guys. Let's keep opening boxes. Why? Raise the box prices up. If I bought the ring early, start stocking up, right? And then I said a higher bounty, and I said an even higher bounty after that. What does that mean? What is that? All that indicator saying? All that indicator is saying, hey, look, guys, this ring is really hard to find. A lot of people have already put a lot of money into it. I'm willing to pay more, but I already have the ring. I said a higher bounty. That's basically, I'm saying the boxes are worth more now than they were before. Every single box that's not open now costs more. So that's why the price has to go up. I know a lot of people didn't believe me when I told you this a long time ago. Now, okay, to be fair, I'm not in this business of doing this. This is not really what I want to do. This is why I didn't really go heavy into Lord of the Rings, even though I knew this was going to happen. It's also not a risk I want to take, to be honest, because realistically, if I'm thinking about this already and I'm telling you guys about it, dude, there's 1,000 other people who are at least thinking this, and probably 100 of them who are actually doing this right now, okay? So if you look at TCG Player listing right now, you're going to see, I don't know, 38, 40 total listings. There's one guy who has 12 collector's boosters for about $500, but pretty much all of the prices is already pushed to 500, and everybody has one or two or six boxes to sell. Very few sixes. Those are up in the high 550s, almost 600s, right? And of course, one dude who's selling it for $50,000, he doesn't even have the box. He's just listing it for there just to see what happens. Maybe some dude comes over, doesn't understand what he's buying, buys the box instead. Don't know. The reality here is this. These boxes are going to continue going up in price until the ring is found. And at this point, normally I would say the next product with more money, whatever, people are going to rush into that thing and now no longer care about Lord of the Rings collector's booster. The reality is, unfortunately, because this thing has such a high chase item, and the next set is Doctor Who, okay, yes, I understand. Okay, I just pissed off a bunch of people, right? There is a niche audience that loves Doctor Who and they're going to buy the product, the commander decks, the collector's boosters, whatever. But you're not going to sink so much money into that set that you're going to forget about this set, right? And what's Wizard of the Coast going to do? Because they've already sold all of the Lord of the Rings collector's boosters. It did really great. This is going to look great for Q2 whenever they report that, right? But they didn't really capture the market. Because if you think about it, all this stuff is with distribution. It's out there. Maybe Wizard has a pallet or two somewhere in the data centers. I don't know. Maybe there's a secret warehouse that we don't know about in, I don't know, Texas, that has a bunch of pallets of Lord of the Rings collectors. And Wizard of the Coast is trying to play the secondary market. It just seems like a weird thing, right? I would, if I were them, because I printed 300K boxes, release all of that products over to all distributors, whatever, everywhere, and maybe slowly batch them out, whatever. and that should be out there. Now, that does mean that unfortunately they can't really collect on this premium that has happened to the collector's boosters, right? They didn't charge distribution like a variable cost. It's probably they charge somewhere. I don't know. I don't work at Wizards. I don't know what distributors paid for these boxes, but I'm assuming like 250-ish, 300, somewhere around that range, 220. I don't know, depending on quantity they're buying, right? So that's all they captured. They weren't able to basically make it so, oh, well, now you can sell it for 500. Let me charge you for, I don't know, 350. They can't really do that, right? Because that was the old retail price. There's no way they were charging that retail price to distribution. And if we think all the products are already out there with distributors, and like, let's be honest, if every store who sees these prices right now are like reordering like crazy. So the distributors are probably like, well, do we hold some back or do we just release all of them? And you know how distributors work. They may hold some stuff back, but really they're not in that business to hold things back. They're probably more wanting to release the products because they want to flow all that inventory out. That's their business, right? So there's that. Number two theory of what's happening right now is that, like a lot of you guys, all big brain 300 IQ ideas here in the comment section told me, like, yeah, Wizards of the Coast in trying to get a better profit margin, and they know in the winter set there is no collector's one of one ring. The collector's booster box in the gift edition come Christmas won't have the one of one ring, right? So right now, this is all they got. Okay. But that doesn't mean that they have to release the one of one ring in the first wave. In fact, they can release it on the last wave. Now, originally, I didn't really like this idea because I felt like if Wizards of the Coast wants to lose a lot of credibility, they should do this, because if they do this, then all the players are like, look, you're not genuine. You're basically holding this thing back for profit. But at this point, it does kind of look like maybe that's what's happening. Like, I'm really curious how many people bought collector's boosters of Lord of the Rings and then didn't open them. There's just like a bunch stored up or whatever. Because there's a lot of people opening these things. And I mean, we're finding, all sorts of other rings, but this thing isn't found yet. So that gives me kind of like this idea, because a lot of people also maybe people who don't open a lot of products don't know, a lot of people who buy the first wave of the product, those are to be opened. And a lot of people who buy the first wave do open them. The people who usually stock up a lot of quantity are usually on that second wave, etc. Right? Obviously, collector's booster, one wave, it's a little bit different, but still, like, what ends up happening normally is initial orders, those pre-orders, those players buying one or two boxes, those are going to get opened. It's what happens afterwards. So this is telling me maybe there's still more supply coming from Wizards' secret base, Star Killer Destroyer base that's sending products over from the Texas warehouse out to distribution. And there's like a third wave of these, because remember, we have like approximately maybe like 250K to 300K collector's boosters. Again, remember the math out there, right? Booster boxes. And then that doesn't include also the gift edition bundles that have a collector's booster pack in them. So those could potentially have that one ring as well. I don't think we have blister packs with this product this time, but maybe those are present still and you can find them in Walmart or something. I don't know. I don't think we're doing blister anymore, because I think Walmart and Target had a lot of problems with theft and all sorts of shenanigans with those. So they kind of just like Wizards of the Coast stopped doing those, at least. If that were true, it does look like maybe this is coming in a later wave. Again, there's obviously people even now who have products who are selling a TCG player for like, higher than whatever, like near 500. So they haven't opened their product. So yes, there's a lot of products out there that have not been opened. That's for sure. But at the same time, it does look like the market is accepting this product, is accepting this new price, is accepting this premium price. And this is one of the reasons I didn't want to jump into it. I mean, there's so much risk, right? You're going to put $300, $350, $370, $380, at release into a product. Yes, today it's $500. You can say, hey, Mark, I made $120. To be fair, you didn't really make $120, because if you paid, let's say, $370 for the box, you pay what, like $30 in taxes? Let's say $400, and then let's say that's shipping included, free shipping, okay? So $400 to your door. Then you sell the box for $500, okay? That's with shipping included as well. And you take like a TCG player or whatever eBay fee of 15% and you ship the item, like you made $20. So it's not a big deal, right? So like $100 gain on that thing is like $20 for you. It's really not a big deal. So this isn't like, I don't want to take a, like, you investing $400 for a $20 gain. I know it's short term, right? You can make money. It's not really worth it, right? And this is why I didn't jump in this thing early. And honestly, now on the sidelines watching this, I really don't want to jump in, because if you think about it, all this money is rushing in. If at some point somebody wants to collapse the market and say, hey, the one ring is found. Or let's talk about the other side. I mean, what if too many of the Elven ring, Dwarven ring, and human rings are found, the serialized ones? Well, if too many of those are found, well, now there's less of those, right? Like, if you can't get the one ring, you at least want one of the other serialized rings. But if there's too many of those out there too, then man, I really don't want to open collector's boosters, right? Something like that. So it's a tricky spot. Personally, I like to take my investments on things that are a little bit more guaranteed and a little bit more like stable for me. That just makes sense. That's why reserve lists always are better, in my opinion, than doing something like this. But look, a lot of people, if you want to chase the dragon, you chase the dragon, right? You do you, man. Like, not me, but that's you. Last possibility, right? Last theory of what's happening, why the ring has not been found, is that, well, it's probably in the gift edition, which is actually kind of interesting, right? Would they put this in the gift edition or happen to be in that box? Which, again, just because there's less packs, less collector booster packs in the gift edition, the probability of it landing in one of those boxes is very, very, very low, right? And it does not look like they printed a lot of the gift editions. So maybe, but again, it's tricky. Like, at best, I don't know what to tell you, because it doesn't look like, it doesn't look like it's going to be part of the gift edition, at least from where I'm seeing, from my perspective or point of view. So it is what it is. Let's see what happens. We're going to march forward. I'm pretty much just ignoring Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty much ignoring, whatever this, Doctor Who sets. And then we're going to look at Eldraine, and we're going to look at, the Ixalan sets. These are what I'm kind of curious about coming up in this year. But overall, the market is kind of weak, right? Because we're still in a bad economy. No matter what all the numbers are telling you, look at the Federal Reserve. They're like trying to just basically rein it all in. They don't want inflation to go, run amok. They don't want wage inflation to go cause problems. So they're reining everybody's money in. And money's tight right now, right? So if you can make 5% cash guaranteed everywhere, why would you put it into collectibles? It's stupid. Think about it this way, right? You invest $400 and you're feeling pretty good because you made $20. That's 5%. But that wasn't guaranteed money. I could just put that $400 into a treasury bond and pretty much sit there for a year and guarantee $20. No, basically zero risk to loss. Yes, I get it. If United States government defaults on the debt, or I don't know, the US dollar means nothing anymore. Yeah, sure. But if the US dollar means nothing anymore, man, that's the last thing. The last thing I'm thinking about is my collectibles at that point. We may be at a war, right? Maybe there's a nuclear holocaust going on, right? So it's a totally different equation at that point. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, Mark, guys, just stay the course. Be who you are. Invest the things that you like to invest in. And honestly, just stay classy. That's it. Mark Solo Games, I'm out.